Welcome to Got Tech Digital Escape the Room Professional Development Video Series. This is Video 2, Planning and Resources. In this video, we're going to show you how to plan your digital escape the room. And really, planning is good organization when it comes to digital escape the rooms. We're also going to give you a set list of resources that you can use and that we use frequently when making our digital escape the rooms. Let's talk about organization. When it comes to creating your DETR, what I do in Google Drive is I make a parent folder. I name that parent folder after the topic. So in the case of the Odyssey example that we're doing, I called it the Odyssey. And then I would add DETR at the end so I knew exactly what it was. Once you're done with that, I make a series of subfolders. Each subfolder is dedicated to one of two things, either resources or the clues. Each clue gets its own subfolder, and this will pay dividends at the end when you go to create your new Google site for your DETR. I will post a video on how to create folders in your Google Drive if you're wondering how to do that. That will be attached at the end of the ebook in the resource section. Here is a planning resources slide. This is everything that you will need to create your digital escape the room. The only thing that I use during the planning stage, in the organizational stage, is the DETR template. So I want to go over the DETR template as well as the Odyssey example so you can see the difference. The lock template form and the red reveals part 1, part 2 will come in later, and we will revisit this slide. So let's go into the DETR template and take a look at that. So let's go ahead and take a look at this DETR template. It's going to ask you to make a copy, and this is the beauty of this. I'm forcing you guys to make a copy. That way when you make a copy, it's yours. I no longer have rights to it. You have your own copy. You could rename it whatever you want. You could share the document with whomever you want. So let's go ahead and make a copy. And now this brings up our digital escape the room template. Just want to show you the basic setup of this template. It's a very simplistic template. It starts with the clue number, so that keeps us organized by clue number. And then it asks you for a clue description and the task. So what are the students going to have to do in order to solve it? You also need the resources and the type of lock and combo. So we're going to go over one that I've already completed on the Odyssey just so you can get a feel for what you need in order to get organized and to advance into clue making. So if we go back to the presentation, we click on the Odyssey example. Once again, it's going to make you make a copy. So once you do that, this copy is yours to do whatever you want with. You could delete it, share it, whatever you want to do. And here's our Odyssey Digital Escape the Room, and I made this from our blank template. I want to go down and I want to take a look at clue number 2, and I just want to go over clue number 2 because it has everything there that we absolutely need in order to be completely organized to make our clue. Alright, so we're on clue number 2, and I just scrolled a little bit back up so we can see the whole clue number 2 as well as the content headings up there. So clue number 2 is about the main characters of the Odyssey, and what I did is I used Google Sheets to make this clue. So I put the copy of my clue here of Google Sheets, and we'll go over this later when I show you how to make a clue from Google Sheets. I used a YouTube video as my resource, and if you look here, I have a hyperlink of the YouTube video that I used. This video is put into Google Sheets along with some guided questions that the students can answer from that video, and this whole clue gave them a answer of color directional lock. So the code is a color directional lock which they would get from formatted cells within the Google Sheets. So I asked them a question, they got the correct answer, it gave them a color, and what they'll do is they'll figure out the 6 questions. It will give them 6 colors, and then they'll know the answer to that particular clue. So as you can see, everything that I needed to construct that clue and also that I was going to put into that clue, and the answer for that clue is there. You may not go in order. Usually I start with resources, I get all my resources, and then I try to figure out what type of clue will fit those resources. Once I'm done making the clue, then I have my type of lock and my combo. So that's usually the progression that I do. Resources, clue description of task, and then the type of lock and the combo. This concludes video number 2. Next up is an introductory of clue making, where I go over different resources, tech resources that I use to make my clues. And then after that will be a series of videos where every type of clue that I have made, I'll make an individual video. They'll be nice and short, and it will show you how to construct these clues and what resources, what type of resources go with each clue. And it will have a name that will make it pretty clear as to what type of clue it is. So you can pick and choose how many you want to do and which ones work best with your digital escape the room.